Hey everyone, Chairman here with a powerful deck profile from Hololive Volume 2 that focuses on a very special card. If I had a nickel for every time a Hololive set would be defined by a specific level 3 climax combo finisher, in any case, like the modding level 3 from before, the combo to keep your eyes out for is the Gura level 3 combo. Let's take a deeper look at why this shark is wrecking the competitive Weiss meta. In a lot of ways, Gura is the opposite of modding. Modding is renowned for being a cheap and efficient finishing combo that is self-sufficient. Modding helps dig for her own climax, costs less stock to play, and requires no additional support from the rest of the deck, allowing her to slot into just about any deck. On the other hand, Gura has no way of digging for her own climax on play, healing instead. Her climax combo also costs 1 additional stock per copy, and considering Gura doesn't refund stock in any way, these stock costs stack up quickly. Her combo also needs to mill soul triggers from the deck in order to reach full potential, which warps and limits deck building considerably to make her work. However, the sheer firepower that Gura brings to the table makes all of these downsides absolutely worthwhile. Gura burns 2 at minimum and then mills the top card of the deck. If that card has a soul trigger, Gura burns an additional 1 damage, and this happens not once but twice, and all before Gura even triggers for her own attack. Each Gura can represent up to 7 or 8 damage by itself in 4 separate instances, which is an absurd amount of power. For comparison purposes, triple Gura is roughly equivalent to the Tokyo Revengers Baji combo, with an additional Kids Meal Mikey attacking, and 2 level 3 Mitsuya come and play burns. Gura has no issues sending opponents from level 2 straight to level 4, and can easily blast through compression with little resistance. There are several different ways to build around Gura, but they all revolve around playing lots and lots of soul triggers and setting Gura up to mill as many soul triggers as possible. The build we're looking at today takes that to its logical conclusion. What if we play all the soul triggers? Introducing Standby Gura. Off the bat, let's address the soul count. We are running a whopping 34 cards with soul triggers in this deck, and would you believe me if I said that this is on the low end? The bar for a card with no soul trigger to make it into this deck is very high, so let's start with them. Our standby combo of choice is the level 0 Azuki combo. Her combo is a simple +1 to hand advantage. Whenever we play her standby climax, we can bounce her back to the hand to search for a Hololive character. Since Azuki sends the standby climax to waiting room as cost, we can only use 1 copy of Azuki at a time, which reduces her usefulness in multiples. She also returns to the hand, meaning once we get her, we'll have her for as long as we want. It's a good idea to keep her in hand all the way until the end to use her as a discard for Gura's climax combo when you don't need her anymore. As for the rest of our level 0s, Lami is an MVP in this deck. When she gets reversed during battle, you can pay 1, clock a Hololive character from waiting room, and send her to memory to look at up to 4 cards from the top of the deck and add a Hololive character. That's advantage, mill, color fixing, and removing a soul trigger from the deck all in one effect. She also can give a Hololive character 1000 power on attack as the icing on the cake. Alongside Lami, we run a single Kanata double rare. You may be surprised by the 1 copy, but it's mostly meant as a way to clock ourselves on demand, with the added benefit of being able to search out a non-soul trigger from the deck while doing so. Moving on, we run 4 copies of the Iroha level 0 for additional power, mill, and top deck information. Since our deck runs a lot of level 2 and higher cards, Iroha can consistently return to hand to reuse her abilities again. Level 0 Roboco synergizes well with the standby climaxes, using her bounce back as a way to open up board to standby characters too. Her power pump is great to have, and she can help shuffle soul triggers back into the deck. The new double rare Mio is here mostly for her first effect. When she comes into play from hand, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, send as many to the waiting room as you like, and put the rest back on top of the deck. A powerful effect to set up soul triggers for Gura. And last but not least, our final non-soul trigger card is the level 0 Rene. Get used to seeing this card in Hololive decks, as her sometimes bounce back ability is not only a +1 to card advantage, but allows you to reuse her amazing on-play filter effect that both salvages and gives top deck information. Combined with effects like Iroha, Mio, and Ina, we can set up Rene to reveal just the right level to salvage exactly what we need. Now we can move on to the cards with soul triggers, starting at level 0 with the level 0 Ina. Not only is she a climax swap, not only does she have a soul trigger, but she also has a come into play top check 2 rearrange on top of that. Without a question, max copies in every Gura deck. Our level 1 lineup consists of every costless character in Hololive that comes with the soul trigger. That means we are running the level 1 Calliope climax combo without the climax. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Those 4 soul triggers will put in the work, and I am not above running 5,500 power vanillas for that sweet extra damage. We also have the privilege to access a brainstorm with a soul trigger in the form of a level 1 Iroha. Her 1500 power pump to center during your turn is quite useful, and we can always standby her out at level 0 to get her online as soon as possible. The level 2 game plan is spearheaded by level 2 Ame, a card that found its way onto the recent JP Weiss ban list. Her accelerate effect gives her extra power and the ability to generate 2 extra stock when she reverses a battling opponent, single-handedly solving any stock issues this deck might have had. The 1000 power pump alongside her plus 1000 power per other Hololive character on attack puts her at a solid 12,000 offensive power, challenging level 2s and level 3s with ease, and just 2,000 shy of guaranteed Alice kill threshold. If only there was a way to pump extra power in this deck. In all seriousness, if Lami, Iroha, Azuki, Iroha Brainstorm, and Roboco weren't enough, we also run 2 copies of the Miko level support. This back row has the added on-play utility of salvaging any Hololive character at the cost of 1 discard, helping us grab key pieces and setting up for our finishing turn. We have room to run a defensive counter, and I chose Suisei because she's light on stock compared to other options like the new Louis counter. Rounding out the deck is a small suite of level 3 utility options. Ayame can be played at level 2 and can either heal or grab any card from the top 3 of the deck. She's useful for playing an extended level 2 game, as well as grabbing climaxes for the final turn. Azuki is a great standby target that we can use to push out a little bit of extra damage, whether at level 2 or even during the Gura combo turn, provided we can reverse all our opponent's characters in the front row. With Azuki and Miko level support, Gura becomes a monstrous 14,000 power on defense, which can very easily stay on the board for an extra turn. Last but not least, we have a Matsuri stock swap because we can. Not even compression can save your opponents. Let's run through this deck's game plan. For opening mulligan, we are looking to discard as many cards as we can to get a head start into milling through our first deck. Since Rene can easily salvage level 0 cards, I would only keep Rene, Lami, Iroha, and Kanata level 0s and discard the rest to try and draw extra cards. Oh, and if you already have Azuki standby in hand, you can keep the Azuki too. Our advantage combo only removes a single card from our deck, and our brainstorm is level 1, so use all the milling options at our disposal to set up a good compression for the second deck. Keep in mind that Iroha's mill 2 at the start of the opponent's draw step is a mandatory effect, and plan accordingly. If we draw Azuki plus standby, we can use that to standby out an Iroha brainstorm, otherwise we can just wait until level 1 to combo off. Since our level 1 options aren't very impressive, just a vanilla and a brainstorm, the deck ends up doing a lot of the same things from level 0. Standby at level 1 is able to bring out an Ame, which can start farming your opponent's characters for extra stock. At level 2, we want to actively be playing down Ames and accelerating to make sure we can get to level 3 before our opponents can. Any standby climaxes at level 2, whether played or triggered, can bring out Gura, saving us 2 stock and threatening a potential early Gura combo. Otherwise, just hold tight to your resources and drop them at level 3 to win the game with a triple Gura combo. Gura combo needs 4 stock at the start of battle, which means 10 total stock if playing every Gura from hand. Remember that extra cards can be used to pay for a surprise Azuki if you get lucky and trigger a standby on the second or third attack. There are plenty of other builds for Gura. For example, a popular build that came out of Japan was Kanata Gura. Kanata builds inherently have a lot of soul triggers between the climax level 2 counter and the level 3 combo. The level 3 combo itself can be used to send non-triggers to stock to help set Gura up. Personally, I prefer Standby Gura. It has the advantage of being straightforward, consistent, and easy to pilot. On the other hand, some of its weaknesses include a weak early game, level 0 and level 1, and no flexibility or contingency backup plans. It has a wonderful matchup into Alice thanks to the new level 2 Ame, but there are plenty of other great level 2 options to work with, like the new level 2 Subaru or the Marin and Chloe level 2 package. I encourage you to play around with different ideas and find the sauce that gets you the most excited. That's it for this video. Don't forget to tap the like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this in the future. Hololive season is back again, and we have a ton of gameplay videos lined up for you guys, so stay around for lots of Hololive content. See you next time.